His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq receives a written message from the King of the Belgians handed over to His Excellency the Foreign Minister. The tropical state continues to be classified as Category 1 tropical cyclone with no direct impacts on the Sultanate of Oman during the next 3 days. And parties of the Sudanese conflict agree on a 24-hour ceasefire truce starting from tomorrow. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency Dr. Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa, President of the Republic of Portugal, on his country's National Day. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq received a written message from His Majesty King Philip Leopold Louis Marie, King of the Belgians, regarding bilateral relations between the two friendly countries. The message was received by His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamad bin Hamoud Al Busaidi, Foreign Minister, during his meeting with Her Excellency Hajj Al Habib, Minister of Foreign Affairs, European Affairs, International Trade, and Federal Cultural Institutions in the Kingdom of Belgium. During the meeting, the guest conveyed the greetings of His Majesty the King to His Majesty the Sultan and expressed their sincere appreciation and thanks for the role of the Sultanate of Oman in releasing the Belgian citizen and the citizens of both Austria and Denmark within the framework of settlement between her country and the Islamic Republic of Iran for the mutual release of the individuals detained in the two countries. During the meeting, the two ministers praised the continuous progress witnessed in bilateral relations in various commercial, economic, investment, and cultural fields, and the cooperation and partnership between the Belgian port of Dokkum and Antwerp, and emphasized the importance of working to expand and diversify common interests in various fields, especially in renewable energy projects, green hydrogen production, and the field of logistics. The two sides stressed the common interest in expanding cultural, academic, and student exchange programs, cooperation in the fields of science and technology, as well as tourism and investment opportunities between the two friendly countries. The two sides discussed developments of common concern in the regional and international arenas and stressed the importance of continuing consultations and exchanging views based on their keenness to address various issues through dialogue and peaceful means in order to achieve security and stability. The latest weather maps and analysis of the National Multiple Hazards Early Warning Center indicate the development of tropical system to a tropical cyclone Category 1 in the center of the Arabian Sea, and it lays centered on latitude 15.8 north and longitude 66 east. Wind speed around the center is estimated between 64 to 70 knots, 1,065 kilometers away from the coast of the Sultanate of Oman. There is no direct impact on the Sultanate of Oman's weather within the next 3 days. Most of the parameters indicate of the dropping the chances of impact on the Sultanate of Oman weather. With the participation of more than 140 specialists from several health institutions across the Sultanate of Oman, an emergency medicine symposium was held in South Asharqiya Governorate with the aim to introduce modern practices of patients' care. More details in the coming report.
With special practices and interventions that adopt the highest standards and details of emergency cases care, healthcare specialists are practicing their work with the highest international standards in order to reach the best possible outcome.
Today we invite specialized people from oncology, for example, from oncology at Royal Hospital, where this service is only available in Royal Hospital, so to introduce their service and to update us about their management and how the management should be started as early as possible from the regional hospital before the patient is reaching the tertiary level hospital.
A number of emergency medicine specialists participated in the symposium and presented several scientific papers discussing some experiences in their field.
We're here today to talk about metabolic emergencies in this emergency symposium to raise awareness amongst doctors and nurses to deal with such emergencies. And we are very happy to contribute to this symposium, as a large number of our patients in Oman belong to Sharqiya region.
Emergency medicine in the Sultanate of Oman provides the required care in unscheduled way for patients who need an immediate medical intervention, where it provides care for the most severe case first, such as severe accidents cases. Sultan bin Saif al-Sarai from South al-Sharqiya Governorate.
Still to come in our news bulletin. Bosnia and Herzegovina, the green paradise of the Balkans, is a stunning touristic destination. The parties of the Sudanese conflict announced that they reached an agreement for a ceasefire throughout Sudan for a period of 24 hours starting from 6 a.m. tomorrow. Earlier, the Sudanese army and the Rapid Support Forces exchanged fire around a compound of military industries south of the capital Khartoum, a day after the Rapid Support Forces announced control over it. Eyewitnesses stated that they heard gunfire and clashes in the area surrounding the Yarmouk military industries complex, and an oil storage tank exploded in an oil facility, which led to a huge fire and a series of successive explosions. The European Union's interior ministers agreed on a mechanism for sharing the responsibility of migrants and refugees after negotiations that lasted 12 hours that pushed Italy and Greece to join an agreement that eluded the Union for nearly 10 years. The 27-nation European Union struck the deal, hoping to end years of division dating back to 2015, when more than 1 million people, most of them fleeing the war in Syria, arrived in the EU across the Mediterranean. According to the new agreement, countries that refuse to receive illegal immigrants and refugees who arrive to the European Union will help host countries financially by providing about 20,000 euros for each person, or through providing equipment. Ukraine has condemned the attacks targeting relief operations in Kherson, calling on Russia to allow unhindered aid access after the destruction of the Kakhova Dam. Ukraine's ambassador to the United Nations said at a press conference that Ukraine, the United States, France, the United Kingdom and Japan strongly condemned the bombing of evacuation areas, calling on the Russian authorities to stop the attacks and allow evacuation teams to assist the affected population. Ukraine and Russia accuse each other of bombing aid workers and evacuees in the flood-stricken Kherson region. Relief crews are still racing against time to rescue people trapped in the area flooded by the waters of the Dnipro River, which forced thousands to flee. The International Atomic Energy Agency said that the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant in eastern Ukraine is still receiving water from the Kakhova Dam reserve to cool the fuel. The company operating the Kakhova Dam announced that the reservoir created by the dam in southern Ukraine could no longer provide water to cool the reactors of the Zaporizhzhia plant. At the beginning of the week, Grossi stressed during a meeting of the International Atomic Energy Agency Board of Governors that the reservoir must remain intact and avoid any damage. Reactors' fuel and stored fuel must be cooled to avoid meltdown accidents and environmental pollution with radiation. The station's crew took measures to reduce water consumption and limit it to essential activities related to nuclear security. Forest fires continue in Canada, which caused the rise of polluted fumes in Canadian and American cities. The fires covered nearly 9.5 million acres of forests, According to the Canadian Wildfire Centre, about 430 wildfires have broken out, including more than 200 that are out of control. The fires forced thousands of residents to leave their homes and go to a safe area at a time when the Canadian Army continues to extinguish them with the help of hundreds of American firefighters. Wildfires are expected to continue in Canada during the coming months, with indications of a rise in temperatures to record levels. Philippine authorities have evacuated about 10,000 people living around the Philippines' most active volcano amid threats of a dangerous eruption. Mayon volcano in Albay province in the eastern Philippines spewed out hot flows of ash and debris as lava domes collapsed. Mayon volcano is at level 3 alert, which means it is currently in a relatively high level of unrest, as magma is in crater and a serious eruption could occur within weeks or even days depending on the warning. Located in the Balkan countries within southeastern Europe, a jewel that is usually overlooked by tourists from different parts of the world. Let's discover it through the following report by Ahmed Al-Busaidi.
Bosnia and Herzegovina, or simply known as Bosnia, a mid-sized nation by European standards with about 3.5 million in population. This country takes you on a journey that is full of breathtaking scenery with its natural mesmerizing beauty. It offers a wide range of touristic destinations that cater for the interests of its visitors.
Now we're doing a Western Balkan tour from Croatia, Bosnia, Montenegro and Albania. We want to better understand your culture, the cultures and the people. And I have to say we're impressed. We start loving Bosnia, and Sarajevo is a wonderful city of connection, I hope.
As you visit Bosnia, you can head over to Travnik or even Jajce to see what nature has to offer through lakes, rivers, and the famous water mills. You can also find life in the old city of its capital, Sarajevo, with its traditional market, delicious food such as the famous cevabi or Bosnian kebab, and its historical sites, where a cultural and religious blend is witnessed in the finest form.
Sarajevo is a wonderful city of connection, I hope. It was the old Europe's Jerusalem. I hope it can perform again the role of connecting people, connecting religions with each other. And I heard one wise Bosnian person who we met in this holiday, and she said, we have to live together. It's our one and only option, but also it's the best option.
Mostar, on the other hand, offers views of the famous Sufi monastery and Buna River, with a chance to try the famous grilled Bosnian lamb on the way. Bosnia and Herzegovina as a country is indeed a jewel worth your time and discovery.
I am in the old city of Sarajevo, next to this historical monument called the Sibili. And local legends do say that if you drink water from this fountain, you will return to Sarajevo once again. For Oman TV, Ahmed bin Hilal Al-Busaidi, Old City in Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Thank you, Ahmed, for the beautiful sceneries. And now to the tourist destinations in the Sultanate of Oman with Mr. Abdullah Arba'i. The Governorate of Dhafar is a beautiful tourist destination all year round. Here's a report.
Governorate of Dhafar, a touristic destination throughout the year. From stunning natural beauty to the rich cultural history, Dhafar Governorate is a unique part of the Sultanate of Oman and is well known for tourism all year round. There are many awesome tourist attractions throughout the year in the Wilaya of Salalah and some other wilayats. The geographical environment in Salalah combines deserts and vegetations as well as mango trees, coconut, banana, papaya and other tropical fruits can be seen all over this wilaya. Again, the archaeological sites, museum, traditional souks and beautiful seaside with hotels of various standards The countryside east of Salalah in the Wilaya of Taqa is sprinkled with historical scenic of Wadi Darbat, a beautiful spot with a natural water flowing, forming lakes. Wadi Darbat, the most beautiful and scenic spots for all to enjoy. The valley is in its pristine condition and it stays this way throughout the year, where you can experience a beautiful waterfalls.
Assalamu alaikum. I am an Omani woman from the Far, and I really love the surface and the Far throughout the whole year. The Far is such a beautiful place, and I really enjoy watching all the waterfalls and all the rivers here. I have come here with my family to enjoy the beautiful views and to admire everything about it.
Waterfalls are the most breathtaking natural vistas the planet has to offer.
I'm here in Wadi Darbat, and as you can see, waterfalls continues. From Wadi Darbat, I'm Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Wadi Darbat, Governorate of the Far.
The Omani Chemical Club, under the supervision of the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth, held the first chemical exhibition. More details in the following report.
To highlight the vital role of chemistry in developing societies, the Omani Chemical Club, under the supervision of the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth, held the first chemical exhibition under the theme Sigma.
We are introducing our first exhibition, which is Sigma, and that means the bond, which it's a chemical bonding actually, and that's presenting the relationship between the chemist and the other organization, and how the chemist is rolling in order to develop our society. The role is to, let's say, inform the people about the importance of chemists and how it can change our life to better.
The exhibition showcased some innovative chemistry projects and provided an opportunity for the attendees to know the different specializations of a chemist.
I'm really happy to participate in this exhibition for Omani Chemical Club. My graduation project is photobioreactor for microalgae cultivation. So last year it won one of the best pre-graduation projects in the industrial domain, and my graduation is about cultivating microalgae to produce green hydrogen, to produce biofuels and any bio-based products.
The event also aimed to familiarize prospective general diploma students with chemistry as a major of study. It as well featured some interesting interactive chemical experiments and competitions for the public. Fostering a love for chemistry within the community will further ignite scientific research endeavors, thus harnessing this form of science in social and economic development. Salih bin Khalfan Al-Rahbi, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here's a recap of our main points. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq receives a written message from the King of the Belgians handed over to His Excellency the Foreign Minister. The tropical state continues to be classified as Category 1 tropical cyclone with no direct impact on the Sultanate of Oman during the next 3 days. And parties of the Sudanese conflict agree on a 24-hour ceasefire truce starting from tomorrow. With that, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night and enjoy the rest of your weekend.